Well, modesty is a pretty big issue in the Christian walk because it has to do with the thought life. The thought life is so powerful, and if you start to wander in your mind, you end up finding yourself in places that you never thought you'd be.
It is beyond what how she dresses, is what she says and how she carries herself.
It has a lot to do with what we wear, how we conduct ourselves. It can go on to what we say, what we think is appropriate, what jokes we say.
I'd say for girls, just the way that they dress is a huge issue. You know, guys are very visual creatures, and if you begin to allow yourself to dress in a way that's immodest, the guy his thought life can drift to places that you never thought he would be.
You're wearing your shirt too low, you're immodest. You're wearing your skirt too high, you're immodest. Those are very simple things that I believe everyone knows.
We don't know what we're wearing. We may think it's cute, but you can be causing your brother in Christ to stumble. And you can be causing a lot more damage, and you're just trying to get attention.
What you say. Girls are very sneaky and lovely and creative with their words. I do believe that's tempting to a man, and that's not modest. I think it's suggestive, and that crosses the lines of purity, as we were talking about earlier.
Modesty for guys, again, like, what are your jokes? Like, your dirty jokes, what's okay for you to talk about?
Respectful. Like, if a guy or a man, he knows how to respect a woman, it means like he's able to appreciate her, value her, and acknowledge that like she's worth it.
I honestly would say the most important quality would be seeking the Lord, if that's even a quality at all.
His decisions that he makes, each one of them is based on what he thinks that God wants him to do.
Is groupies. You don't talk to me, but you add me on Facebook, but you pass me on in like class or whatever. You don't talk to me at all.
When they're cocky, it's very different when they're like confident, because that's really hot. But when they're cocky and full of themselves, that's just like completely inappropriate. It makes them like seem like a fool.
Dumbing yourself down, trying to act a certain way to get attention.
You pursue me, I'm not pursuing you.
Just being super out there, super flirtatious. It's obvious.
When they seek their own glory.
Trying to show off, trying to be all like macho, I can do anything. Where
I feel like a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, and I want to find a female that is working on her walk, glorifying God what she's doing. And trust me, if I got enough game, we gonna make something happen. I don't need you to have a game. I got you covered.
When they're seeking like for themselves, that not only shows disobeying the Lord, but it just shows their lack of acknowledgement of the Lord in their life, and that personal relationship that He has to, affect their lives and everything they do.
It's a turn off when they try to come up on you like, fam, God got you.
what girls really looking for is someone who can be like a leader in Christ, someone who is humble, someone who is respectful towards others.
Jacob worked 7 years for the wrong girl. Amy had to work 7 more for the right one. Now, do you feel like you're worth being worked for? If you feel like you're being worked for, fall back. And God's going to have that man that's going to be working for you.
In a relationship, it's not submissiveness. Like, as boyfriend and girlfriend, is yielding. You are only to be submissive when you are married, whereas that commitment, that legal binding thing between you, the Lord, and your spouse. In a relationship, it's yielding, that give and take. I want to spend time with you, I have homework, I'm going to spend time with my friends, figuring out that balance. And that goes into like that, about to get married and so on and so forth. You don't yield yet.
I think submissiveness in a marriage kind of stems from being able to be humble with each other and not focusing on ourselves so much, but being able to look at the other person's perspective and
It means that as a woman, you're going to be putting your husband and your family before yourself. And it also, your marriage is a partnership where you and your husband are partners.
When you're in a marriage, I feel as if a woman should be submissive to a man, likewise a man to a woman. Where it is being considerate of what are you going to do first. Mention it to your husband, asking for permission. Likewise for a man. It is that time that you spend apart from each other, with each other, and finding that balance. It's a two-way street with both.
especially for women, that's hard for us because we love to be in control of everything and we we think we're right all the time, but I think we are called to shine Christ's glory, God's glory, by being submissive.
Even if the woman feels that she has the right answer, she knows it's right, that's not for me. Allowing your husband to take that lead and be able to come to that opinion on his own. There's a helping hand. We are helpers, they're leaders. That doesn't mean a woman is a nobody to be walked all over, but that is for her to be able to be a helping hand to that man.
Submissiveness is more than just a rule in the Bible that you have to follow. It's an attitude of your heart. If your heart isn't in it, then it's not gonna be the way it's supposed to be.
In the season of singleness, I feel like girls shouldn't be desperate, just like being flirty and all that. I feel like a girl, if she's really single and if she's really self-aware about herself, she'll just like be her natural self and make new friends.
I think that a lot of prayer should be involved in the season of singleness, and just searching for genuine friendships.
Seek the Lord and consider Him your number one, because that's when you get in a relationship, that should be your primary priority anyway, is Him first and foremost.
Whatever you want to find in your wife, you have that yourself. Now, I don't mean that like you want to have this, the scrumptious curves and all that jazz. I mean, that's what your wife's going to have, but I mean that spiritually, you're having that within yourself before you seek anyone. Be the person that you're looking for is looking for.
I came to realize that at this time of my life, all I have to focus on is my relationship with God and my relationship with Christ, and I think that's a really sweet time where I can just dive deeper into Him.
I think the best steps I think we can do starts at just the foundation of the relationship. That being said, where do you begin? If it's not serving Christ, already you're screwed.
Okay, well, first of all, they need boundaries. Definitely nothing that will tempt them, and they also need accountability as well.
I think that number one, when you start off the relationship, you should automatically set up boundaries with each other of how far you're going to go and what that line is, and make it very clear with each other.
It's good to not isolate yourselves. It's good to hang out, with your parents or with other friends when possible. But if you are not finding your joy in Jesus, then you'll have no defense against the temptation of sexual immorality.
What I'd say is that, first of all, both people in the relationship need to be striving to strengthen their own personal relationships with Christ outside of each other. We need to be encouraging each other and strengthening each other, praying for each other.